There are angels out there, angels who look out for other people, especially in this country where a lot of people have lost hope. 6 years ago, my guest today had a vision. His bank had been supporting a lot of post-high school kids going into university. And then he decided, you know what? What about the kids who are trying to get into secondary school before they get into university? So they came up with this concept. They called it Wings to Fly. He got a little help from folks at MasterCard, DFID, and USAID. And the rest, as they say, is history. A couple of weeks ago, they just got their 12,377th student. The poorest of the poor from across the country, every suburb, every district, every ward, they go to get the best and the brightest, the poorest, the orphans, the single parent kids. And they've done that. And the kids turn out incredible. On this day when KCSE results were released, they've gotten more than 1,000, count them, 1,000 A's. Wings to Fly has no doubt been a game changer any way you look at it. Thanks in part to my guest. Not only does he schmooze with the likes of Bill Gates and Bill Clinton, he had breakfast here at the hotel with President Obama when he was here recently. This man not only rubs shoulders with the best of the best, he's on the ground looking for the next Bill Gates, the next Bill Clinton, the next King James. That's right, that's what we call him here on the ground, King James. Dr. James Mwangi, the group CEO of Equity Bank, is my guest right now. A little later, we'll have two proud recipients of the Wings to Fly program, and you're going to love them. Just sit back for that. In the meantime, our Twitter handles are at KE Equity Bank. Mine is at Koinanga Jeff. Please, let's use the hashtag Wings to Fly. Sit back. It is time for King James on the bench. King James, good to see you, Dr. Ari.
Thank you, Jeff.
I mean, what you got, I saw 2 weeks ago on the news, there was like 10,000 kids at Kasarani. You, the president, you were hanging out, the kids elated, overjoyed, because what you have done, let's face it, it's a game changer. Did you think 6 years ago you would be where you are today, changing lives the way you have?
No, Jeff, we have really been inspired by the performance of these kids. 98% of all the kids make to complete their education, and 94% qualify for university education. That made us hungry to do more because the impact was significant.
And let's face it, Dr. Ari, at first, before, we've spoken a few times on a bench like this one, and you were promoting a lot of kids who left high school, who were looking for universities in America, looking for universities, that extra tertiary education. But then you realized, how about those ones who are just passing standard 8? What happens to those ones?
That's what really worried us when we really looked at the data, because we take the best boy and the best girl in every district. We realized they were all came from mid-low income families, and we asked what happened to the kids from the low income families, and we realized the biggest challenge was that they were not able to transit to Form 1 because that's where paid education starts. And we said, why don't we give them wings? We piloted with 152, but we were amazed by the challenges out there. And that inspired us to do more. But we never thought that in 5 years, we could have done 10,000 kids.
10,000 plus.
And that's what now inspired us to do another 20,000 in another 5 years. So we'll have 30,000 Wings to Fly kids in 10 years.
But Dr. 20,000, when you do the math, that comes to like 20 billion shillings. I mean, it's something, that's a huge number. Are you able to sustain that?
But for what it delivers, you can't get a better investment. 34% of all the kids last year got an A grade against a national average of 3. So you can see the return on that money is 10 times the return of the national budget. That is how important that budget is.
Speaking of A's, Dr. Ari, today KCSE results released. You have like 1,000 A's?
We expect 1,000 plus A's. And all those then in a few days will be joining the bank so that they can earn their scholarships to university.
Dr. That's incredible, because when these kids go back to their villages, when they go back to their slums, because that's where a lot of them come from, how do they change? How much of a game changer do they become?
We would call them social disruptors. It's literally changing not themselves, but also inspiring the generation of those that are under their circumstances.
Do you feel you're doing enough though, Dr. Because yes, you get that kid, that orphan, that single parent kid who's got the A, but then you've left others.
That is the sad thing, Jeff.
Yeah.
You can't do enough if you get 22,000 applications and you only give 2,000 scholarships. It's always a depressing moment, particularly who to select, who to take, and who to leave.
Yeah.
And I would really like to ask Kenyans to really be touched by the plight of these kids and do something about it.
How can they do that, Dr. What can they do?
They just need to walk to any of the branch in Equity Bank, and they will be assigned a child, because we have a list of the 22,000. We are lucky occasionally, like most CDFs now are picking kids from the ones that we have selected. Professional organizations are also coming in and saying, give us 30 here, give us 20 here, give us 10. And there are individuals who are rising. Like there is an individual who is picking 12 every year.
When you started this program, not in 2010, but the university program, your kids have gone on to every major Ivy League university and beyond, right?
Yeah, we have 300 now kids in international universities. Last year we sent 65. This year we anticipate to send over 100. We have
to the best schools.
To the best. We have 26 kids in Harvard. We have 24 kids in Stanford. Yale has 18, and on and on. That is the type of schools that have given us the opportunity to educate these scholars.
Yeah, and after they finish their universities, they go on to work.
We encourage them particularly to acquire international experience. So we have a couple of kids working with the top investment banks in the world. We have even an engineer now working at NASA in the US.
No.
Oh yeah.
At NASA?
At NASA.
My goodness.
Yeah, so all these type for the best employers. These are very gifted kids. They are very determined, and they have taken it upon themselves to change and to cause change in society.
Yeah.
So they have to arm themselves with the best education.
Absolutely. And being chairman of Vision 2030, Dr. do you see, are we going to realize that vision? Are we going to realize it in 14 years?
Certainly, Jeff, we'll realize Vision 2030. Remember, we have moved from a GDP per capita of $400. We are now at $1,500. We have moved from a total GDP of the country of 28 billion US dollars to $60 billion. So in terms of economy, we are getting it right. Power has doubled in the last just 5 years. We are now focusing on infrastructure like railways, ports, airports. We have done reasonably well. Transformation of agriculture, transformation of our education, our health. We have transformed our politics. It's only the Kenyans who need to exercise their democratic right of giving themselves the best leaders, ethical leaders. Because our biggest challenge, Jeff, is not going to be infrastructure. It's not going to be performance economy. It's whether we'll, as a nation, be a nation known of values, ethical leadership particularly.
Yeah.
That is the biggest challenge.
Are you one of those ethical leaders, Dr. Are you the one? Why can't you step up? I know you love what you do, you enjoy it, but maybe what's the next step? Governor, president. That's something, Dr. Something.
Jeff, there is nothing that can give me greater satisfaction than serving the 10.1 million members who gives you their votes with their own money, that they have trust and confidence in you.
Yeah.
There is nothing that can give me greater satisfaction than developing the next generation of probably ethical leaders and giving them global exposure. Nothing could ever give me better fulfillment than this. So, Jeff, my hands are full.
Okay, so the satisfaction you're giving your 10 million customers, Joshua Oigara, my good friend at KCB, just released his results. 19 billion shillings. What's King James gonna release?
Jeff will release the results on Tuesday. Let's wait for them.
But you read today's Business Daily. Did you look at it and said, "Hi, Josh, I'll see you on Tuesday"?
We're only 10 years old as a bank.
You are.
So really, Jeff, we are already satisfied with what we have been achieved.
Yeah.
We thank God for it because it's almost favor. It's a miracle. A bank that is only 10 years old is emerging to be the finest in the continent.
Not just a bank, Dr. Now you have a service provider, a cell phone service provider, equitel.
We promised Kenyans the revolution is on the way. 600,000 transactions per day are being done by Kenyans. 1 billion shillings is being transferred on daily basis on equitel.
How many customers?
So far 1.6 million in just the last 6 months. And they have borrowed 2.2 million loans. We have made the things easy. Jeff?
Are those people on Wayaki, are they a little worried about you?
I think we are past that. They were worried when they tried to block the river.
The Slim Sim. They tried to block you, Dr. Ari.
Yeah, thank you. But an idea whose time has come can never be blocked.
So what's your target with this? You have 1.6 million in 6 months. How many after a year?
I think we want to redeem every Kenyan. So we hopefully we'll have 35 million SIM cards out there in the fullness of time. This, Jeff, every Kenyan who doesn't have this equitel SIM is simply because they don't know its power. Once you know, you can't resist. Free money transfer, unlimited transfer in terms of amount and frequency because it's bank account. Your bank account in the pocket is a free processing of payment. Jeff, and you still talk on your phone. Do SMS. Data bundles.
Do you have WhatsApp?
And WhatsApp there. Internet. Jeff,
what more do you want?
Yeah. You have really virtualized. It's simply what we did was to digitize bank, and I really made the bank a virtual thing. It's not any longer the where you go.
Yeah, is it true you're going biometric?
We have gone biometric just to make sure we secure all our customers, and we have done that for the last 3 years.
And you're in 6 countries.
In natural fact, what caused us to go biometric is countries like Sudan and Uganda that has no national IDs, or Tanzania. So because it is a single platform, when they came to Kenya, we didn't know how to identify them. It's because they didn't have any national identification document. So essentially then we said, why don't we identify all our customers by their biometric? So wherever they go, they are served there as if it's their account.
And you're in the DRC.
And we are in DRC, 85 million people, and the largest country in Africa.
That's right. Unbelievable. From coast to coast now, Dr. Ari.
From Indian Ocean to Atlantic Sea.
Oh my! Somebody say oh my! Dr. Ari, well done. We're going to take a quick short break, come back and bring Xperia and Jacqueline. Two recipients of the Wings to Fly program, because I think, when it comes to inspiring people, these kids who are 19 years old, they're inspiring me.
Kenyans will see the reward that we have got from the investment.
And there are others like them.
12,377 like them.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Doctor, you should get a knighthood for one of these days, or Nobel, man. How about Nobel?
The best Nobel is these kids, the success of these kids.
Oh, spoken like a true gentleman. Look at you. Dr. James Mwangi, a.k.a. King James. This man, when it comes to transformation, that word, transformation, one name comes up. Dr. James Mwangi. Why lie? Let's just say he's put it out there, and he's helping to educate and to change the lives of an entire generation. When it comes to Vision 2030, I tell you, these folks are definitely up there with the best of the best of the best. Coming up, 2 recipients of the Wings to Fly program. One is at Kenyatta University, the other one is at JKL. And we'll tell you what they're studying will shock you. Microbiology and financial engineering. What is that? Stay tuned. Twitter handles at KE Equity Bank, at Koinange Jeff. The hashtag is Wings to Fly. We're going to fly out here for a quick commercial break. We'll be back